Hello and welcome to the Collegiate Sports Network for tonight's second round playoff matchup between the Wichita Collegiate Spartans and the Rock Creek Mustangs. Couldn't be happier to bring you this playoff matchup here on the CSPN with Aiden Myers and Rahul Madhavan. I'm Connor Schubach. The last time we saw the Spartans was the first round of the playoffs when they faced off against the Concordia Panthers. The script for the Spartans was the same as it's been for most of the season, a slow start followed by an explosive offensive production and solid defense for the Spartans. What they'll have to do this game, though, is start a little bit better. Aiden, what's going to be the keys for the Spartans tonight?
Yeah, let's talk about the Spartans a little bit. One of the biggest elephants of room so far this entire season has been our first quarter. This has been something that has haunted us since the very first game of the entire season up against Rose Hill. A lot of times, teams that we really should not ever struggle against end up becoming really tough matchups, really stressful situations just due to the inability on both sides of the ball to get started with this collegiate team. Moving into the rest of this of these playoff games, that is going to be one of the biggest things to look out for in regards to the Spartans. Just because in order to compete in these more competitive games, we got to kind of pull it together there at the beginning, or else we are just going to get drowned and quick.
Rahul, how about you? Tell us a little bit about that Mustang offense and defense.
Yeah, this Mustang offense is really high-powered. They are extremely pass-heavy. They take a lot out of the Mike Leach playbook where they just air it out in the air raid offense. And especially with quarterback Mac Lee slinging it, this is a very good offense, and it's going to be a test for this collegiate defense where they've played a lot of teams that don't necessarily throw the ball a ton. So the secondary is going to get tested early and often, but kind of expanding on Aiden's point, I think collegiate has been favored in every game except for Andale. So, I think there may have been a sentiment of the game has been won before it even started, and that's why the slow starts have happened. At least I'm hoping that's why, because, this Rock Creek team is for real and is going to be a massive test for collegiate. You go down 13-0 like you did against Heston, or keep it even close at half, and this Rock Creek team can just blow the game open with their explosive offense.
Getting ready to get going here from Collegiate as the Spartans have won the coin toss and have chosen to defer to the second half. So we'll get to see the Spartan defense start off the game, and the Mustangs will receive.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing going into this game will be that first quarter. Talking a little bit to Hudson and Big Cat, some of the biggest key players so far this season and going into this game have just really said it's come down to that mentality. Just that mentality that it can get really easy, really comfortable too quick, and it takes almost a rude awakening for this collegiate team to wake up. So, hopefully we could just get hyped tonight, get hype early, get a little bit of confidence under our belt, especially going into Andale, and then just come out for revenge early.
Yeah, Aiden, you said that a lot of extra momentum, hopefully, for the Spartans. This figures to likely be the last home game for a lot of seniors this season, no matter the outcome, win or loss. Given where they are in the bracket, Collegiate is likely, in fact, guaranteed going to be playing the next game on the road if they win, and the game after that, in all likelihood, would also be on the road given the seeding of the teams in front of them. Only 16 teams remain, though, in the playoffs, and Collegiate's hoping to get to the round of 8.
Yeah, Connor, you were saying this is the last home game for Collegiate. This team has a lot of fight. We've seen it throughout the year, and these seniors are fighting for their seasons right now, fighting for their football careers, and I think everyone is hype right now as we are almost ready for kickoff.
Nate Toon will have the kickoff for the Spartans as we're getting ready to go. Rock Creek has two receivers. Back, it's Bell and Rankin. Here we go. Kick is up and away, out to the 10-yard line, received by Rankin. Rankin out to the 15, out to the 20, along the left side. Rankin now out to the 30, still on his feet, taken down at his own 35-yard line.
Very solid return. That was really all blockers. He didn't get a whole lot of open space there. But his blockers did a great job keeping the collegiate special teams off of him.
Solid tackle by Jacob Chappell, and the Mustangs will set up at their own 35-yard line. Rahul, this is something you touched on a little bit. The Mustangs, nice high-powered offense led by junior quarterback Mac Lee. Lee, 5-wide formation, takes the snap deep downfield over center, finds his receiver, and a big reception early in the game.
Right down the seam. Collegiate didn't have any linebackers in the area. It was just Shackelford and the receiver and the end zone. And, first play and a 20-yard strike by Mac Lee. This is how the story of the game is going to go.
Lee finds Welfringer, and it's a huge pickup for the Mustangs. That's what we said. Collegiate has struggled all season so far covering the pass, and they got exploited once again there. Another shotgun formation for Lee. Gets the snap. This time elects to hand it off. Up the middle, big amount of room, and finally brought down. It's a first down plus another yard.
Man, that tough couple of plays right there for the collegiate defense. That first play there, that guy had all the room in the world to make that catch and have plenty of space to run afterwards. That right there, you could see the gap made from up here, really just showing a little bit of holes.
Becker on the run that time for the Mustangs. Ball snapped again. Becker up the middle. This time met in the backfield, unable to be brought down, though. And what could have been a gain of nothing goes instead for about a gain of 5 for the Mustangs.
Nice, trench play by Collegiate right there to stifle the run somewhat. But, Rock Creek has been knifing through this Collegiate defense. Gonna need to stop here or at least force them to settle for 3.
Snapped once again by Rock Creek, moving quickly. Once again, up the middle, Cooper Brown able to bring down the running back, Becker. Brown's second tackle of the game. That time he wrapped up the tackle faster than on the last possession. Sets up third down for the Spartans early in this game, backed up to their own 16-yard line. Out of shotgun. Lee tries to draw the defense off sides, unable to do so. Looks to the sidelines for the call. Struggling to hear the call, it looks like. Spartan
running out
crowd
of time.
up in a frenzy.
Spartan
Lee
crowd
gets
making
the
it
snap
tough.
off with 7 seconds left. Quarterback
Whoa.
sneak up the middle.
Oh, my gosh.
And finds a gap, still on his feet, and rumbles in for the touchdown. Spartans couldn't do anything to stop Lee as he went right up the middle through a huge hole in the line, and the Mustangs strike early.
I think we honestly kind of said it at the beginning of the game there. Both sides of the ball. Early in this game, Collegiate just was in all the wrong places at all the wrong times. It just showed some severe weaknesses in Collegiate's defense integrity.
Yeah, and it's something that we've been talking about as this game has gotten started. Collegiate in the first quarter, it's been a struggle to get things going. And once again, it comes back to bite them as the Mustangs strike early. The PAT's good. 7-0 lead now for Rock Creek behind a quick drive led by Mac Lee.
Yeah, I think this Collegiate defense was taken a little bit by surprise right there. As I touched on earlier, Rock Creek runs an air raid offense, and they threw the ball one time on that drive. Just kind of rammed it through Collegiate's front right there, and not ideal for this defense because we know Rock Creek can throw the ball, but if they can also run the ball, that makes it just that much harder to cover them throughout this game. So Collegiate gonna need to respond on offense. Don't want to get too far behind against this team. Big drive coming up for Hudson for all in this Collegiate offense.
Yeah, that's a good point, Rahul. We talked about Collegiate's struggles covering the pass, and that showed itself again with that huge play over the middle to start the game. Seemed like that set the tone a little bit, but the Spartan rush defense has been pretty good this season and unfortunately was unable to cover that time. A couple of big holes opened up in the middle of the line that time. Becker and Lee both ran through it multiple times. Lee finally found his way to the end zone, a solid 16-yard TD run just up the middle on a 3rd and medium.
It honestly seemed as though the Mustangs here really just called Collegiate's bluff.
Now, one you usually don't see, Lee, the quarterback, now kicks it off. Fielded by Johnson, muffed at the goal line, and they're going to call a touchback, thankfully, for the Spartans. Possible that Johnson didn't touch the ball and instead let it drop in the end zone, although it certainly looked like he got a touch on it. Either way, it's going to be Spartan ball at the 20-yard line. And another part of this Spartan defensive struggles is that it often leads into offensive struggles. The Spartans have also struggled this season in the first quarter and second quarter to get the offense going along with the defense. So we'll see how the offense can respond here on this first drive after the defense got punched in the face. Ferralis gets the snap, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson out to the left side, still on his feet. 25, 30, out to the 40. A solid run by Julian Johnson and a flag on the play. Looks like it'll be a horse collar on Rock Creek. So a big play right off the bat for the Spartans. A solid 15-yard run by Julian Johnson, plus what will likely be another 15 more on the penalty.
Wow, you just watched that. Number 13 on defense trying to keep up with Julian Johnson. He almost had him multiple times there, but he just outsped the entire defense there. Be really easy for him to just run away with the ball today.
And indeed, it is a horse collar penalty, so the Spartans pick up another 15 yards for a solid net of about 30 to 35 on the play. And they now set up in Rock Creek territory at the 43-yard line.
I mean, Julian Johnson's always a guy you can really count on to reset this collegiate team, honestly. Just a consistent player that can turn the mindset right.
Ferralis fakes the handoff, trying to go down the left sideline. Shackelford overthrew him. Couldn't quite find Shackelford there on the reception. Shackelford got a little bit tangled up with the corner. So Ferralis unable to complete it. Going to be 2nd and 10 for the Spartans. Certainly a good showing so far on offense for the Spartans. Seems like they've been able to bounce back somewhat strong. We'll see how they continue this drive, however. We have seen a couple of times this season where the Spartans get one flashy play to start a drive and then stall out a little bit after a couple of incompletions. Spartans with 3 wide receivers stacked on the left side. Ferralis sets his line, has Johnson in the backfield with him. Calls for the snap, looking to throw, looks right. Screen action down to Heinz Turner. Heinz Turner out to the 35-yard line and down there. Going to be just short of the marker. Looks like it'll be 3rd and 1 for the Spartans.
Really near the sticks right there. Nice play by Ferralis just to take the check down. Rock Creek's corners are doing a great job shadowing Collegiate's receivers. We saw Shackelford on the play before was in a box, and then Ferralis went through 3 or 4 reads right there and just had to dump it off to Heinz Turner. I think they're going to punch in with Johnson, and having the running game work for Collegiate is so important for opening up this passing offense.
Yeah, you know, you took the words out of my mouth right there. These Mustang corners are doing an amazing job at covering. I think the ball is really going to fall into Julian's hands.
Ferralis sets Shackelford in motion. Instead, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson tries to get the 1 yard necessary, and it looks like he's going to be called just short of the marker. It'll be 4th and 1 for the Spartans. We'll see if they keep the offense out there. And by all indications, they will keep the offense out there. The Spartans needing just 1 yard to get the first down at the Rock Creek 34-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, you have to go for it here. I mean, 4th and 1 in Rock Creek territory. Big 4th down, though. Are you going to rely on the arm of Ferralis or the legs of Johnson?
Heinz Turner and Shackelford on the left side, Weta on the right. Ferralis tries to call the defense offside, unable to do so. Ferralis gets the snap, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson down the left side, gets the first down, and is brought down not long after. But it's good enough. 2 yard, maybe 3 yard run for Julian Johnson. Good enough for the Spartan first down. Aggressive play calling early on by Coach Black nets the Spartans. Another first down, and the drive continues.
Great run right there by Johnson. We aren't used to seeing him running with defenders in the backfield, so he's not having those built-in yards, but doing a great job to find the holes that really aren't that big and making something out of nothing right there.
Now 7:45 left in the first quarter. The score still 7-0 for the Mustangs. Ferralis takes the snap, hands it off once again to Johnson. Johnson tries to bowl his way up the middle, and he gets 3, maybe 4 yards on the play. Solid run by Julian Johnson, just moved his way up the middle. Johnson had to step into a role early this season after an injury to Jaden Parker, who was supposed to be the Spartans' main back on the season. However, Johnson has fit the role perfectly so far for the Spartans, has performed admirably in running back. Certainly not as big as Parker, but just as fast.
Absolutely. You know, whatever he kind of lacks in power driving up the middle, he makes up for it in speed, racing around the outside here.
For Allison, shotgun, this time going to look to pass. Over the middle, Simon, just a little too hot. Ball bounced off Simon's hands and incomplete.
Yeah, drops have been a big issue with this collegiate offense, especially early. Going back to that Chapman game, there were, too many drops to count in that first half. Collegiate is going to need to have steady hands here and stay the course. 3rd and 7. Just take what the defense gives you at this point.
Be interesting to see what they do here, Rahul. Certainly, once again, it seems like they're in 4th down territory, not quite within Weimer's range for a kick, and set up for 3rd and 7. We'll see if they run to try to set up a shorter 4th down. For Allison, shotgun, fakes the snap, screen action to Simon. Simon on the right side, out to the 35 and brought down. Spot him down instead. Sorry, my bad. Be the 24-yard line instead. Sets up the Spartans for a 4th and 2.
Yeah, I really don't see a possibility where they don't go for it right here once again. But also, you know, with how good the Mustangs corners have been so far today, it's almost hard not to predict that the ball is going right into Julian Johnson's hands right here.
Spartans ran the ball last time on 4th down. We'll see if they try to mix it up. Ferralis sets Shackelford in motion to the left side. Throw over the middle to Simon. Yes. Caught. Simon at the 15-yard line and brought down there by a Rock Creek defender. Good enough once again for the first down as Ferralis was able to confuse the defense a little bit, sent Shackelford on rotation to the left side and found Simon over the middle to the right.
That's now Simon on 3 straight targets. He's done a great job getting open, but this offensive line held up really good on that last play, giving Ferralis 3 or 4 seconds to throw the rock and go through his reads. Another 4th down conversion, and Collegiate is still marching in the red zone.
3 receivers on the left side for the Spartans. Ferralis snaps it. Keeper option, decides to run it out to the 15-yard line and down there. So Ferralis gets maybe 2 yards on the run. Quarterback keeper that time. Looked like a design run for Ferralis. Never really tried to look for a receiver downfield. And the play doesn't really net him much, 2 yards. Certainly could have been a decision by Coach Black to try to get the Spartans a little bit of a mix in play calling, try to throw off Rock Creek a little bit. Seems like the Mustangs weren't exactly fooled, though, on that play. Ferralis back in shotgun once again. Set Shackelford in motion to the left. Ferralis looking left to pass. Steps up in the pocket. Now scrambles out to the left. Evades 1 tackle. Evades 2. Ferralis out to the 10 to the 5. Dives down. Right near the first down marker. We'll see if they give him the first down, though. They're going to spot him just short. It's going to be 3rd and inches for the Spartans.
Man, that did not look drawn up right there. He was really scanning for a receiver right there. Broke a tackle, saw the opportunity, saw the gap, broke another tackle. Just amazing play right there. Amazing read by Hudson Ferralis.
Yeah, Aiden, you said it. Really good evasion skills just that time by Ferralis. Just inches to go. Ball handed off to Johnson. Johnson up the middle. Good enough for a Spartan first down.
Yeah, going back to that last play, I like to say it, a little bit of Mahomes magic right there. Ferralis has some legs on him, and Johnson now has the Collegiate at the 5-yard line.
1st and goal now for the Spartans with a fresh set of downs.
Really a meticulous drive so far by Collegiate.
4 minutes left in the quarter. Collegiate looking to bounce back after being scored on first by the Mustangs. Ferralis back in shotgun, hands it off once again to Johnson. Johnson out to the right, brought down just short of the goal line. He's going to be down at about the 2, it looks like, maybe the 1.
Really difficult to stop this Collegiate team right here with how consistent Julian Johnson has been in gaining few yards. Only 2nd down with 2 to go. It's looking bright for this Collegiate offense.
Spartans packed in tight on the line. Another run for Johnson up the middle, tries to get across, trying to push him. Going to mark him short, though. We'll see where they call him with forward progress. Be right back to the line, it looks like, for the Spartans. So going to be 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line for the Spartans. 3 minutes now left in the first quarter.
Big play call here. Do you throw or do you pass? Collegiate's O-line is smaller than Rock Creek's D-line, so they're going to need some really good push here if they're going to run it.
Spartan crowd on their feet trying to will the team into the end zone. Ferralis sets Chapel in motion, hands it off once again to Johnson. Johnson in for the Spartan touchdown.
Let's go! Collegiate is back. Oh, man, that drive was really, really nerve-wracking for Collegiate, but I loved it. I mean, it was nearly 7 minutes long, but, man, timely plays. Collegiate is a chunk play offense, and they show that they can do it by paper cuts as well.
Yeah,
Julian Johnson up the middle for a Spartan touchdown, and now pinning the PAT by Weimer, up and good. Spartans now tie the game at 7-7. Like you said, Rahul, really nice, slow, methodical drive. What might be the most mature drive of the season so far for the Spartans. Really impressive the way they were able to combo the run and the pass, respectively.
Yeah, Collegiate offense is a team you don't really see scrambling for downs, but they got really consistent yardage. They knew they couldn't rely on those big chunk plays against this team, and they adapted and moved forward almost instantaneously. Really impressive to see. And really hoping that Collegiate can hold that into this next defensive drive, as well as the rest of the game and postseason.
That'll be the key. The Spartans now have a little bit of momentum on their side, which is something they haven't necessarily had in their favor in the first quarter in most games. They've responded nicely to the defense giving up the first 7 points of the game, and now they're going to see if they can get a stop.
Yeah, this defense has had 7 minutes to rest and think about that last drive, so hopefully the game plan is a little different. This Rock Creek team can actually run the ball. So can this D-line stay strong?
Toon kicks it off.
Oh,
Received by Rankin. Trickeration play.
Looks like
hit at the 35-yard line and brought down at about the 37. The ball was pitched to Becker as Becker and Rankin were both in the backfield to receive. And it was indeed Rankin that did receive that kickoff and then pitched it off to Rankin.
Yeah, I mean, another nice run back by Rock Creek.
Sorry, not Rankin, Becker. Pitched it off to Becker. Trying to get this one straight. Lee back in shotgun once again for the Mustangs. Fakes the handoff, looking to pass downfield deep on the right sideline.
Ooh.
And broken up by Jack Grace.
That was a close play right there.
Yep, Jack Grace had him in a straight jacket right there. Great coverage by Collegiate. Jack Grace has made some great plays. Has also been burned a little bit this season, but he is an impact player for this Spartans team and had immaculate coverage on that play.
Yeah, Rahul, momentum seems to be slowly shifting towards the Spartans. Play by play here. Lee snaps it, hands it off, hit hard in the backfield. Jacob Chappell blows up the play as Becker goes nowhere.
Oh, man, Jacob Chappell wanted him right there. It almost looked as like time stopped for him as Jacob Chappell hit him.
Bone-crushing tackle right there, and man, this Spartan defense looks hyped. This crowd looks hyped. I mean, everyone is going nuts. Rock Creek can't hear their plays. This is an immense atmosphere. Last home game of the year, you got to make this special, and this crowd is making it special right now.
Crowd starting to feel it. 3rd and 10 now from the Rock Creek 38-yard line. A little bit of confusion now. Rock Creek in shotgun 5-wide formation. Lee motions over Bell. Fakes the snap, takes the direct handoff, tries to run it up the middle, and is met in the backfield by Tristan Sproul.
Oh, man. Their tricks might have worked once, but not again, not again. Collegiate so far has been all over this Mustang offense.
Tristan Sproul with a huge sack for the Spartans, and the special teams unit comes out onto the field for the Mustangs.
What a 3-and-out for this Collegiate defense. They got knifed up in the last drive, but man, they shut down this Rock Creek offense. And it's back to Collegiate offense. Man, big-time drive for Collegiate coming up, but they got all the momentum on their side as we near the second quarter.
Elijah Bell on to punt the ball away. Ball's high in the air, not going too far, though. Ball hits at the 40-yard line of Collegiate. We'll see where they spot this down. It's going to be spotted at the Collegiate 38-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, one of our biggest worries going into this game, we were kind of talking about it a little before the game here, was that the Mustangs would really just run away with the ball here. If Collegiate didn't start out strong, there was a strong possibility that it would be a difficult climb back, and Collegiate has really just turned that perspective against us. They're doing a great job canceling out that Mustang momentum.
Ferralis gets the snap, looks left. Once again, trying to scramble. Ferralis trying to evade a tackle and finally brought down in the backfield, finally sacked.
Huge sack for the Mustangs. I mean, I know Hudson Ferralis is really not one to kind of let just one sore play bring him down like that, but puts Collegiate in a little bit of a tough position starting out this drive.
Welfringer comes up with the sack for the Mustangs, and the Spartans are placed back at second and forever.
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to live to play another down right there. Ferralis had a couple opportunities to throw the ball away, but his offensive line did a great job holding up. But, I mean, once it's past 5 seconds, you can't expect much from them.
That's going to end the first quarter. The score from Wichita Collegiate, 7-7. We did see the Spartans rebound. We thought after that first score there from Rock Creek, I think we all kind of thought up here we go again. And instead, the Spartans rebound quickly with a nice methodical drive. And this game's tied at 7-7. Then got a solid 3 and out against the Mustangs and now have the ball back to start the second quarter, albeit with 2nd and 28 looming.
Yeah, I mean, man, it was bleak, though, for a couple of seconds there, especially on those 4th downs, 4th and 2 and 4th and 1, I believe. Those are big conversions that can't be understated. I mean, this Collegiate offense is built off chunk plays, so to see them march down the field in what seemed like a drive that took forever and put 7 on the board, that has to give them confidence, but they are backed up in a bad position right now. So if they can get out of this, that would be really, really nice for this offense.
Yeah, and it's going to be especially hard, typically when Collegiate's going for these big chunk plays where they could typically get this in 2, maybe 3 plays with the kind of more methodical approach they're having to use here. It's going to make it way, way tougher for Collegiate to make up these yards.
Field flips and now trips on the right side for the Spartans. Ferralis rushed once again in the backfield, trying to evade the tackle, trying to throw the ball away. Finally does find Simon instead, though. And Ferralis is going to be ruled down, though, by the sack. So unfortunate for the Spartans there. They're going to say Ferralis was down before he got the ball away. It's going to set up 3rd and more than 30 for the Spartans. It's going to take a miraculous effort to even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
And with how just
Looks like the play was ruled incomplete instead. It was Simon that came down with the ball, but likely came down with the ball out of bounds. So Spartans evade a worse fate, and it's 3rd and 28 still. Screen action to Shackelford. Shackelford going to have a little bit of room to run, trying to dance around defenders, and is brought down by a solid 5 Mustangs at his own 20-yard line.
Yeah, he really tried to dance out of there, pick up a couple more yards for Collegiate, but inevitably it's just not going to be enough.
So Collegiate on their first offensive drive follows what Rock Creek did on their first offensive drive, and Collegiate on their second offensive drive follows what Rock Creek did on their second offensive drive with a 3 and out. It'll be Simon on to punt for the Spartans. Runs out to the right, gets the kick off, doesn't go very far, out to the 45-yard line where it's downed by Brett Wetta. And Rock Creek's going to be able to set up in Collegiate territory at the 44-yard line. So a bad second offensive possession for the Spartans sets up Rock Creek in ideal field position.
Yeah, kind of just sucked all the momentum out of the air for Collegiate. This crowd, the team, we're going crazy over here over that last offensive drive. It's kind of now at this point in the game time for Collegiate defense to dig deep, just find that momentum, find it wherever they can.
Yeah, Aiden, now we're settled into the game, and now we've got a fight on our hands. Lee tries to run up the middle and is met once again.
Yeah, this is not the air raid offense we were advertised. They're trying to play like Andale right now, running the ball through Collegiate's necks, but it's not going anywhere. This D-line and defensive front has been really impressive so far, and the linebackers as well. They're flying around right now. Really good to see. This defense looks rejuvenated and energized.
Lee gets a gain of 1 on the play, sets up 2nd and 9 for the Mustangs. Lee looks in for the sign. 10 seconds left on the play clock. Hands it off to Becker. Becker up the middle, still on his feet, just barely short maybe of the first down marker. No, they will give him the first down as Becker was tackled down at the Collegiate 35-yard line.
Mustang line is doing a great job of keeping these defenders off of him, but it's really hard. We just saw Jacob Chappell take on a guy and still put in an effort to bring him down as he was driving up the middle.
Yeah, Becker took Chappell with him there down to the 35-yard line. Good enough for the first down for the Mustangs. Now 9 minutes left in the half. Score still 7-7. Seems like we're going to have a knockdown, drag-out fight here in Wichita Collegiate. Design run play for Lee.
No.
Lee breaks through, gets out to the 15, the 10, still on his feet, the 5, and touchdown for the Mustangs.
Oof. Yeah, you don't really often see a quarterback who's not only a punter but is able to run for pretty much almost over 30 yards there while breaking 2 tackles. Wow.
Lee went unnoticed through the line of the Spartans and broke his way down the left side for a touchdown. Just under 9 minutes now left in the half.
I mean, this is a shocking response by Lee and just this whole Rock Creek offense, especially after their last drive. They just once again carved through Collegiate's defense.
Kick is up and away and good, nearly blocked by Shackelford, but not quite. So we find ourselves with a 14-7 game as Rock Creek now leads the Spartans.
This Collegiate team likes the adversity, though. I like our chances, especially after that first drive when we were down 7-0. But, I mean, they keep putting themselves in positions where they kind of have to score. They don't want the game to go out of hand. So, big drive coming up, but this Collegiate crowd is still going crazy, so hopefully they can help power the offense.
Yeah, if Collegiate's going to win this game, it's time for Collegiate offense to just get angry. It's hard when you can't really make these big chunk plays that they've been relying on all year. But, we still got a lot of speed on our side. Julian Johnson, a lot of power on our side. Sebastian Turner, James Shackelford, Brett Wetta, all players who can really put in the work in this meticulous style of play. So I think it's really just time for Collegiate to do it and kind of get in the right headspace and just go out and do it.
Yeah, last time the Spartans needed a response, they got it with an 80-yard touchdown drive led by Hudson Ferralis and Julian Johnson. They'll need something similar once again to rebound from getting scored on once again by the Mustangs. Lee on to kick it away once again. Johnson chased back to the end zone, and the ball trickles out the back of the end zone for another touchback. So once again, like I said, the Spartans are going to have to go 80 yards to score another touchdown.
They still got time on their side. There's still a lot of minutes left in this game. I think it's just time for them to take advantage of it. Still go slow. This is definitely not the time in the game where you want to be making any big plays.
Yeah, and a good point for sure. Definitely not time to panic at all for the Spartans, facing off against a good team here. They're bound to score a little bit. Now the Spartans just have to show nice poise and an ability to rebound. Johnson up the middle,
Nice run.
solid run to start the drive for the Spartans. Gets a solid 7 on the run.
Great play calling right there by Coach Key to go back to the run. We saw no runs on that last drive. So, I mean, Johnson did a great job of making downs manageable for Collegiate on that first drive. So, good play by him to start off this third drive.
Ferralis sets Chappell in motion, hands it off once again to Johnson. Johnson up the middle. Gets the first down for the Spartans out to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be another 80-yard march for Collegiate, once again led by Hudson Ferralis and Julian Johnson.
Spartans, once again, seems like showing good poise, like you said, Aiden. Certainly what they need to do so far, they've done. 2 good runs by Julian Johnson has them with a fresh set of downs at their own 31-yard line. Ferralis takes a snap, looking to throw this time. Heaves it over the middle, just short of Hayden Anderson, out of his reach. No good.
Once again, saw great coverage there by the Mustangs. He had 3 defenders on him. If he did pick up that ball, he wasn't really going anywhere with it.
Yeah, like you said, Aiden, Anderson was in double, possibly triple coverage there downfield. Ferralis put it in a decent spot to where the ball wasn't necessarily in harm's way, but it fell just a little bit short of Anderson. This time the formation flipped for the Spartans as Hines, Turner, and Shackelford are out on the right and Weta on the left.
Ooh,
Johnson
nice run
up
by
the
Johnson.
middle. That run will net him a solid 7, once again, possibly 8, as the Spartans are going to set up with 3rd and short.
Yeah, I mean, going back to this passing offense, these are really, really tight windows that they're just hard to hit. And we're seeing Ferralis kind of throwing it over, throwing it under. It's hard to fit those balls into those windows. And this Rock Creek defense is doing a great job of taking away the pass. Only 7 passes so far and 4 completions, and after nearly a quarter and a half of football for Collegiate.
Now 3 receivers on the right side for the 3rd down for the Spartans as Simon comes onto the field. Ball caught by Weta down the right sideline, and that's good for a 1st down and more for the Spartans as they get out to their own 49-yard line.
Yeah, you know, usually we wouldn't say a completed pass is like a huge victory for this team, but against this amazing coverage by the Mustangs and how much pressure they've been putting on Ferralis, great play right there.
Solid curl route for the Spartans gets them the 1st down, and the drive once again continues. Spartans have been faced so far with a lot of 3rd and 4th downs, but they've gotten the yardage when it matters. Ferralis motions Shackelford out and targets him on the screen. Shackelford in open space gets out to the left and down at the opposing 40-yard line. Good enough for a 1st down for the Spartans, just barely 10 yards screen action for the Spartans. 6 minutes now left in the half. Spartans down 7.
This is the type of gameplay we love to see. I think only just great consistent yardage here. Exactly what we said Collegiate really needed to do right here if they want to get this touchdown.
Yeah, Collegiate's doing a really good job getting the ball out quick. We're seeing their success coming kind of in the short passing game. So they're playing to their strengths right now in this drive, and they're keeping the chains moving.
Ferralis fakes a handoff. Pitches the ball downfield. Shackelford
Dime.
on the right sidelines, and it's ruled a catch. What a play by James Shackelford and Hudson Ferralis.
Great pitch and catch right there. Shackelford with the little Tony toe tap on the sidelines right there to keep the catch in play. That was a really nicely designed play on an out route to Shackelford, and the Spartans are now in the red zone of the Rock Creek.
As Rahul said, the Spartans now in the red zone after that catch along the right sidelines by James Shackelford. Ferralis hands it off this time to Johnson. Johnson hit hard, gets back to the line of scrimmage, though. It's going to set up about 2nd and 10 for the Spartans.
Yeah.
Shackelford on that reception. Ferralis was able to put it over all the defender's head, and Shackelford just was able to run to get it.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that ball flying, and I still didn't really believe where it was going. It seemed just like they were going to really rely on their short passing plays or running plays this entire game. And to see him throw such a dime, really just a magical play right there.
Shackelford out on a short action and down to the 6-yard line for the Spartans.
Looks like it's going to be 1st and goal, and Shackelford has been the money man on this drive. All 4 of his catches have been in this drive, and he now has 55 yards on the game. He has been cooking, and this collegiate offense has also been cooking. Now 3 successive first down plays, and they're knocking on the doorstep right here.
Spartans now 1st and goal from their own from Rock Creek 7-yard line. 4 minutes, 30 seconds left in the half. 5 seconds left on the play clock. Snap to Johnson. Johnson tries to run for the right edge of the end zone and is brought down instead.
Yeah, tried to use that a little bit of a breakaway speed there to his advantage, but couldn't quite get away with it.
Solid run nonetheless. Gets him 3, so the Spartans have the distance to the goal line. Four minutes now left in the half. Spartans looking for momentum and an answer for Rock Creek before halftime.
Yeah, it's definitely still going to be a tense half, tense 4 minutes left here, but it's definitely nothing to stress about for a collegiate.
Line packed in tight once again. Forales hands it off to Johnson.
Touchdown.
Johnson in for the Spartan touchdown.
Great answer by collegiate. Man, one thing to note, collegiate deferred, so they're going to get the ball to start the second half. So if this defense can get a stop here, collegiate has a chance to go for 2 for 1 or potentially a 3 for 1 opportunity to kind of put this game out of reach. But great drive by this collegiate offense.
Spartans find pay dirt once again with the Julian Johnson touchdown run. And now Ward Weimer on to tie up the game. Weimer up, away, and good. Spartans tie the game at 14. Now 4 minutes left in the second half. Their defense going to be sent out once again to try to get a stop.
We've kind of described this collegiate team as a bit of an engine in the past where once it gets running, it's almost impossible to stop. Just an absolute bulldozer of a team, but it really kind of just sputters to start sometimes. But right here, they've completely changed the dynamic on us. They've really proven to us that they've had a bit of growth. Week by week, we see a little bit more growth by this team, and the fact that they're able to adapt to a kind of shorter, more meticulous play style and be extremely successful at it.
Yeah, Aiden, I think that growth is something you talked about that the Spartans have done really well tonight. I've been super impressed so far by their offense. Really mature drives so far by the Spartans. Really nice, methodical drives, not rushing anything, not panicking when it gets to 3rd or 4th down, just taking the plays as they come.
Yeah, they're also taking up enough time off the clock to allow this defense to rest and kind of reset. We saw that on the first drive where Collegiate's offense took up nearly 7 minutes, and this defense was ready to rock after that drive. Second drive was a 3-and-out, and the defense got kind of smothered. But, right now this defense is well-rested and ready to hit.
Toon once again to kick the ball off for the Spartans. Up and away. Ball fielded by Rankin. Pitches it off once again. No, fakes the pitch off. He still has the ball. Rankin out along the left sideline, out to the 40, out to the 50, and pushed out there. As Rock Creek seems to like that fake pitch play. This time, Rankin kept the ball instead of handing it off to Becker.
It definitely got us fooled up here. One of the most solid returns we've seen all season from an opposing team, putting them right around the 50-yard line.
Ball's placed right at the 50-yard line, and Rock Creek has great field position to start their drive once again.
Yeah, but with how consistent this collegiate defense has been, they've had a little bit of struggle so far, but I think they still really have the capability to dig deep.
Becker set in motion 5 wide now with trips on the right side. Lee runs up the middle once again, can't be brought down, and finally tackled at the collegiate 34-yard line.
And whoever told us that they run an air raid offense is pulling our leg, man. Rock Creek has barely thrown the ball this game and have done more QB reads than throws Becker doing a great job, or not Becker, I'm sorry, Lee doing a great job on the ground, punishing this collegiate front who has had good moments but looks a little bit gassed right now.
Yeah, so far the last 2 plays that the Spartans have seen on defense has been Lee just running right up the middle past about everyone. Becker set in motion once again, trips on the left side now as another designed run. That time Lee is hit hard in the backfield.
Yeah, there's only so many times that kind of almost trick play can work where they set it up 5 wide. Rahul mentioned that going into this game, we kind of predicted the throwing, passing offense, and definitely confusing the collegiate defense. But there's only so many times that'll work before a collegiate starts to adapt.
Ali Al-Sukan comes up with the big sack for the Spartans, now 2nd and 10 for Rock Creek. Spartans are going to have to keep it going.
Make him think twice about running the ball.
Another motion play. 4 wide receivers in formation.
Man.
And breaks free, and it's a touchdown for Rock Creek. That's Venduska for the Mustangs. He broke free from the collegiate defenders and found the end zone.
Big 6'2" wide receiver. 4 receivers were bunched out wide to the right, and looked like a little bit of confusion there by the collegiate defense. Looked like they were playing man coverage, so looked like a pick play right there, and Venduska with a nice route and a nice score right there. It's Rock Creek. 3 plays, 50 yards, and a touchdown.
Rock Creek on for the PAT now. Kick is up. Shackelford is able to block it as the kick is short. Shackelford got a hand on it, and the PAT is no good. Big play there for the Spartans, given the way this game has gone back and forth.
Yeah, that might just be the small little edge that can put collegiate 1 point over in this game.
Yeah, because, now that if collegiate marches down and scores 7, Rock Creek's going to be pressured to go for 2. And if they don't get that, then they're, forfeiting points on the table that they could potentially have. Great play by Shackelford right there.
Yeah, but on the other hand, collegiate really hasn't scored a touchdown so far this game in less than 5-6 minutes. And with only 3 minutes left on the clock here before the half is up, it puts collegiate offense in a little bit of a rushing position.
Spartans in their high-powered offense, though, certainly have time left on this clock. 3 minutes should be enough for them to set something up.
Yeah, 3 minutes is definitely not nothing.
Spartans are going to have to regain that momentum once again, however, as the air was taken a little bit out of the stadium after that touchdown by Venduska, as he kind of just broke free what looked like a little bit of errant coverage from the Spartans. Kick is up and away. Simon fields it at his own 2-yard line. He's going to try to return it. Simon has a little bit of room, spins free from 2 tackles out along the left sideline and brings it out to the 30-yard line. Turns what could have been a return of 20 into a return of 30. Harrison Simon, great return. Simon looked like he had been brought down by 2 Rock Creek defenders and somehow managed to spin free of them and gain an extra 10.
Yeah, a little bit of air was taken out of the stadium, but definitely no air out of these collegiate offenses' sails. Although they really do have to keep looking meticulous, now's honestly the time for a little bit of bigger plays.
Ferralis looking to pass, looking for that big play, as Aiden said, down the right sideline. Simon, 50-50 ball falls to the ground. And fortunately so for the Spartans, as that ball got to Simon a little bit late.
Yeah, risky throw by Ferralis right there. Honestly, 2 minutes, 45 seconds is a lot of time. You can still afford to be meticulous if you work the sidelines and play the clock smartly. A little bit of a gamble right there by Ferralis. Don't know if you want to be taking that right here, right now, but this collegiate offense looks like it wants to air it out on this drive.
Ferralis back in shotgun once again, fakes the handoff, gets it to Simon on the screen. Simon dropped it, though. Incomplete. It's going to be 3rd and 10 for the Spartans, still with just 2:40 left in the half. The Spartans aren't careful here. They're going to give the ball back to Rock Creek with time left.
Yeah, and with Rock Creek's ability to still make good passing throws, always managing to catch Collegiate defense off guard, this could be putting Collegiate in a bit of a risky situation.
Spartans split out their wide receivers, 2 on each side. Ferralis looking in for the play call. Gets the snap a little bit high. Rushed, steps up in the pocket. Ferralis looking to do anything. Tries to scramble out. Still free. Throws the ball downfield. Finds Hines Turner. Going to be short of the first down marker. But somehow Ferralis was able to get the ball away and furthermore was able to complete it.
I think I almost just had a heart attack. That was a solid 5 seconds there where Hudson was just running around defenders trying to prevent the sack.
All that effort, and unfortunately the Spartans only get 5 yards, and Troy Black for the Spartans deems it not quite enough, as the Spartans are going to elect to punt the ball away as Harrison Simon is on.
Big defensive drive coming up here, man. I don't think we can understate that.
Simon punts it away, long line drive, gets a good hop. Ball trickles out to the Rock Creek 18-yard line. Great punt by Harrison Simon. Sets Rock Creek back deep in their own territory.
It's going to be a long drive for Rock Creek. They've shown that they have the ability to really, get yards fast. But this Collegiate defense, man, they got to get a stop here. I was talking about Collegiate potentially getting a 2-for-1 or 3-for-1 on offense. This Rock Creek team is looking to get a 2-for-1 here. And with nearly a minute 40 left, they've had quicker drives. That 3-play, 50-yard drive in around 20 seconds. So Collegiate's defense has to buckle down here.
Yeah, goal for the Spartans at this point now is just to not allow any points to be scored on them before halftime. Like you said, they get the ball back to start the second half, but they can't allow Rock Creek to score anything before then. They need to keep this game within 1 possession. Motion out to the left, ball handed off. Nearly brought down and then finally brought down after 3-yard gain out to the 22-yard line. That was Vindisco once again. There's a flag on the play, illegal shift on the offense. It's going to set Rock Creek back. Vindisco was set into motion, but the officials didn't like what they saw there, so this play comes back for Rock Creek.
A lot of times we're talking about a lot of flags in these games, a lot of really aggressive things, but, knock on wood, obviously, I think that's the second or third flag first on this entire game. Second, on this entire game. And it's honestly at no better time for Collegiate.
Yeah, refs are letting these boys play, and it's been a hard-hitting game, but Collegiate's playing really, really disciplined. It's a good sign from this team, and
timeout called. Just about a minute left in the game. Looks like Rock Creek is going to take it.
I would assume Rock Creek goes a little bit less aggressive on this drive, especially considering the penalty on first down. Now they're facing a drive against the sticks, but for Collegiate, I think this defensive drive can be a big momentum shift, and potentially if they get a turnover. We haven't talked a lot about Collegiate turnovers because they haven't had a lot, but if they can force one here and give this offense one more chance, I think that can be massive going into the half.
Yeah, it certainly would be big, Rahul, but I don't think you can play for a big play like that. You just have to try to limit them at this point. If you can keep the game within 1 possession, get the ball back, that's enough. You don't have to try to play for the big play, especially if it ends up coming back to bite you and Rock Creek opens up a big play. Officials conferencing at about the 10-yard line of Rock Creek. Waiting for Rock Creek to come out of the huddle here and start their drive once again. It'll be 1st and 15 from their own 15-yard line. Rock Creek and Collegiate now both out of the huddle, getting ready to go. Lee back in shotgun. Becker beside him, sets him in motion. Becker goes out 4 receivers now. On that right side, screen action play to Bell. Bell hit hard and brought down. right at about the 20-yard line, so solid stop there for the Spartans. They allow only 5. Ahmad comes up with the big tackle for the Spartans. Under a minute now to play.
Yeah, no urgency by Rock Creek. Looks like I think they're going to play it out to the half.
They will have to snap the ball one more time. Play clock under 15 and the game clock at 36. Spartans maybe need just one more play to get a stop here. Run up the middle. Quarterback design keeper once again hit hard out of bounds.
Hit.
Jacob Chappell once again, big hit for the Spartans. Knocks Lee out of bounds.
I mean, every time he tackles, he really lays the boom on those tackles. He's probably the one linebacker that every time he makes a hit, we know exactly who it is. It's Jacob Chappell. Big hit on the left sideline right there.
Clock continues to run. 3 seconds, now 2 seconds. Lee looking like he wants to snap the ball off. Does get it away before time expires. One more chance for the Mustangs. Ball downfield nearly caught and dropped instead.
Wow, that was really dangerous for Collegiate right there. He had a lot of space, no defenders on him. That ball was almost perfect for him as well. Just kind of a bit of a stroke of luck for Collegiate right there.
Yeah, Geyer was the intended receiver downfield, and it looked like he had a shot to go all the way if he caught that ball. There was a lot of open space in front of him.
Yeah, I mean, no safeties right there. Whew, Collegiate really dodged a bullet, but going into half down 21-14. Connor, what are your thoughts so far on this first half?
I think the Spartans responded well after getting scored on to start the game. Got hit in the face a little bit. Responded well, though. Defense still leaves a little bit to be desired, but as we've seen this season, in the second half, they come out playing really well, really inspired. Should be a good situation for them. They've kept this game close, which is what they've needed to do. Now they can come out, play their game in the second half like we've seen them play all season, and they should take this one home.
Yeah, you know, I really haven't been sweating this much since the Andale game, but I still think Collegiate really has a great opportunity to still win this game, keeping it within a one-possession game. Really what Collegiate has to do here is just make one decisive drive, or 2 decisive drives. Just stop one of these touchdowns from the Mustangs, and then just have Collegiate offense come out and do what they've consistently done all night. It really just comes down to Collegiate defense being able to just stop one of their drives to really keep them into this game.
Yeah, I mean, Collegiate is a second-half team. Every week, they've kind of been uneven in the first half. We saw against Chapman, it was 6-6, and Collegiate rattled off 35 points. We saw against Rose Hill, it was 0-0, and Collegiate rattled off 35 points. This is a second-half team that makes great adjustments. We expect that this week, and if they can do that and drop another 35 points, hey, I think they're going to win this game. So,
Yeah, it's a great point, Rahul. You know, we've talked a lot as this game started that Collegiate had to get off to a better start than what they have been doing, and I think they did that this half. It wasn't perfect by any means. The defense, like I said, left a little bit to be desired. The offense, though, came out, had nice, slow, methodical drives, a little bit different than what we've seen from them all season, but it was a good calm that they'll need as this game goes on, and will likely be close to the finishes. This is a very good Rock Creek team, but the Spartans looked poised in this game. They looked determined, and they had a good first half. With that, we'll take a break for halftime. The score 20 for the Rock Creek Mustangs and 14 for the Spartans. We'll be back in about 15 minutes for the second half. Spartans set to receive. Hello and welcome back to the Collegiate Sports Network. Getting ready to start the second half here as Rock Creek leads the Spartans 20-14 in the second round playoff matchup with a chance to move on to the quarterfinals. Spartans got hit in the mouth quick to start the game, trailing 7-0, and then came out with a nice methodical drive to respond well to Rock Creek. Tied the game up at 7. Rock Creek then responded in kind. Collegiate responded once again. And then the offense has stalled out a little bit. Rock Creek finally found the end zone once again, and the score is now where it is at 20-14. Aiden, what are the Spartans going to have to do to rebound a little bit here in the second half, getting the ball first on offense to get momentum back on their side?
Well, yeah, I think Rahul put it best to say that this team is definitely a second-half team. We've seen it all season, and I think there's definite possibility that we are going to see it right here and now, where they are just able to absolutely pick up that momentum, pick up that engine like we know they can right here. But some major just strategical points to look at here is their corners, their back line of defense is just so incredibly strong. We've seen it all night up to this point where Hudson Ferrales is getting stuffed up too quick, unable to make reads before his receivers are just absolutely just covered up. So it's going to be really, really important for Collegiate to continue this kind of short play style. Rahul, what are your thoughts going into this next half?
Yeah, moving into the Rock Creek offense, we were given intel that they are an air raid offense, and that has been misleading to say the least. They have run the ball a ton. Obviously, they have 1 passing score, 2 rushing scores. Quarterback Mac Lee has been an immense rushing threat. He's had around 5 or 6 just QB draws, and he took 1 for a 35-yard score. This Collegiate defense, when rested, has played well, especially after the offense has put together meticulous drives, but looked a little bit gassed at the end of the second drive. Hopefully the halftime and this first Collegiate drive can allow them to get some of their moxie back. But, going to need a big day from the trenches to stuff the run and make Mac Lee really consider twice about running. The secondary is held up, but there really haven't been many throws. But this linebacker group and the D-line really need to stay strong, stay the course. But this has been a second-half team. This is where they shine. And for this season, can they show up once again in this second half and put the nail in the coffin on this Rock Creek team?
Yeah, Rahul, this is a game that feels like it can go either way at this point. The Spartans are going to need a good drive out of the gate here to start the second half.
Yeah, this is definitely a game that doesn't get decided by offense or defense. It gets decided by both. Offense really needs to be consistent on the drives this entire second half, which we all know that they are very capable of doing. And defense really, really has to either make them use more of the clock or just stop one of their drives, allowing our offense to get the edge.
24 minutes to decide who moves on and whose season ends. Lee will kick off for the Rock Creek Mustangs. Kick is up, relatively short, fielded at the 30-yard line. Out to the 35, Anderson brought down there.
Squib kick there by Rock Creek. Collegiate, nice field position. The first time, honestly, off a kickoff where they've been really past the 30-yard line. So big drive coming up for Ferrales. Can they answer? Can they regain the lead here?
Yeah, Rahul, I was really impressed in the first half with how Ferrales was able to drive the ball down the field for the Spartans. Had a really nice approach, and the Spartans were able to build off that each time they were on offense. We'll see if they can do something similar right now. Down 6 early here in the second half if they use that same calm approach. Ferrales back in shotgun, looks to throw. Down the left side, finds Heinz Turner at the 40. Heinz Turner now has room, out to the 50. Heinz Turner almost broke the tackle, out to the 45-yard line into Rock Creek territory.
Well, that's a strong start to this season. Great move by Sebastian Heinz Turner. Hasn't gotten the ball a ton so far this game, but really just took advantage of his power right there. When you have 3 defenders on you, sometimes it's not speed that you need, it's the power.
Drive off to a good start for the Spartans. Ferralis back in shotgun once again, see if he elects to throw. Instead, hands it off to Julian Johnson. Johnson up the middle to the 45, tripped up almost by his own player, James Shackelford, and falls over some Rock Creek defenders out to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, nice cut there by Johnson. Collegiate's done a really good job kind of playing the run and the pass off of each other and making their offense unpredictable. Johnson, the lead back in this system, has been amazing over the course of the season and has been really, really good tonight with 2 rushing touchdowns.
Hines Turner and Shackelford on the left side for the Spartans, Weddle on the right. Botched snap.
Wow.
Anderson was in motion on the line. Somehow that's going to work out for the Spartans as Anderson collects it on the botched snap and gets out to the 38-yard line. Going to set up 3rd and 2 for the Spartans.
I think I just saw a collective groan from everybody wearing blue tonight.
Yeah, tough play for the Spartans, but certainly could have been worse. In fact, they should count themselves lucky on that one. Anderson went in motion, and as the ball was snapped, it hit him as he was running. Anderson, however, was able to gather it up and get a gain of 2 yards. So 3rd and short now for the Spartans in Rock Creek territory. For Allison, shotgun once again, snaps the ball, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson bowls his way out the middle, good enough for a first down.
Whoa.
He gets out to the 31-yard line. Great job by Julian Johnson once again on 3rd and short. He's done it a couple of times this game on 3rd and 4th and short, able to convert multiple times.
Collegiate hasn't really utilized play action tonight, but with Johnson running so well, I think they're going to try to take some shots here as they are now in Rock Creek territory and marching.
Ferralis snaps the ball, looks right. This time over the middle to Shackelford. Hit hard, but comes down with the ball. Shackelford was hit hard, able to get up on his feet, though. Great reception by James Shackelford over the middle, and the Spartans have the ball now in the red zone. Just under 10 minutes now left in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I think this is one of the quickest drives that we've seen from collegiate offense all night. They really kind of just rocketed their way up the field in comparison to the rest of the game today.
Shackelford subbed out for a snap. Simon in instead. Ferralis hands it off to Johnson. Johnson this time, though, met in the backfield, brought down hard by 3 Rock Creek defenders. He didn't quite get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, just absolutely swallowed up right there by Rock Creek's defensive line. I mean, Johnson, their holes haven't really been there all night. He's kind of manufactured his own lanes. Tough running right there, but Ferrell's done a great job throwing this half. Is 2 for 2 so far in this drive and has made some big-time throws. So looks like a passing down here for a Collegiate.
2nd and 12 for the Spartans after the 2-yard loss by Johnson on the run. Ferralis back in shotgun, throws out to the left, finds Weta. Doesn't go far, though, after the catch. Going to be good enough for a solid pickup of 4, however. Sets up 3rd and long for the Spartans. It'll be 3rd and 8. 8.5 minutes now left in the 3rd.
Yeah, another risky spot for collegiate. I mean, if they pick up consistent yardage, it really won't be a struggle. But once again, we kind of see them scrambling just for a down right here.
Shackelford and Weta out on the right. Hines Turner out on the left. Ferralis looking right. Throws that way. Pass over the middle and broken up by Rock Creek. Flag on the play, though. See what the call is. Could be some kind of taunting on Rock Creek after the play or PI.
Yeah, it looks like he was just a little too aggressive to get that ball to try and get that interception, as it looked a little risky from up here. Refs are still deliberating, though.
Would be a massive break for Collegiate. I don't know if we're in Weimar range yet, but knocking on the red zone, if they can move the chains right here, Collegiate's offense has been really good in the red zone so far tonight. So you got to like their chances, but the refs are still deliberating.
Yeah, it looked to me like the breakup was pretty clean on Rock Creek's part, but they could call him for pass interference here or something else after the play. And it's unsportsmanlike conduct on Rock Creek. So the Spartans get a break here, as that's going to be a half the distance to the goal penalty. And the Spartans are going to have first down and goal now from the 9-yard line.
Wow, from one play, Collegiate goes from a decently risky position into a really comfortable spot.
Not even decently, very 4th and 8 at the 21 is a tough conversion, but I mean, hell of a break for Collegiate, and now they're marching.
Julian Johnson gets the handoff and hit hard. Gains a couple of yards, though, out to the 6-yard line. So going to be 2nd and goal now from the 6 for the Spartans.
Yeah, you know, with how consistent he's been all night, and especially, as Rahul has kind of put it, how honestly deadly he has been in the red zone, it's going to be really, really hard for the Mustangs to stop Collegiate offense right here.
Shackelford checks back into the game for Chapel. 7.5 minutes now left. Score still 20 for Rock Creek and 14 for the Spartans. Just 4 seconds left on the play clock. Spartans have to get going. Whoa. High snap. Ferralis nearly fumbles it. Ferralis gets out, throws the ball. Touchdown, Spartans! Brett Weta on the reception. Great catch.
Wow, over the arm or over the shoulder of a defender. High snap, almost puts him in risk of a sack. Great touchdown right there.
Man, that looks scary for a second. Ferralis fumbled it nearly twice. Regain control, roll it to the left, and oh, there's a flag on the play.
Flag on the play. See what gets called here.
I mean, it might be offensive pass interference. I don't want to.
They're talking to Rock Creek's coach, so it would appear this could be on the Spartans. We'll see, though.
This could be detrimental right here.
Great reception for Brett Weta in the end zone. Might have pushed off against his defender. Either way, though, a great play for the Spartans. Ferralis to Weta for what now is a touchdown. Might be taken back, however. Officials done conferencing with Rock Creek's coach. See what call is made here. Touchdown is good, but unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the Spartans. So likely that will be assessed on the PAT. In a situation where the Spartans, after getting that blocked PAT from Rock Creek earlier at the end of the first half, now make a mistake themselves and may be unlikely to score this extra point now, to where we might have a 20-20 tie.
Yeah, you know, for how consistent Ward has been on these PATs, he really, really does struggle when the yards get really long like it is here.
This is going to be an NFL PAT. 35 yards out for Weimer, and the kick is blocked as it couldn't get over the line. So the score is tied 20-20 after the touchdown for the Spartans and the missed PAT. So a mental error for the Spartans cost them a point where they really needed it to go up in this game and take advantage of that earlier blocked PAT they had on special teams.
Yeah, you know, that was the opportunity for Collegiate to be up for the first time tonight. You know, for how well Collegiate has been doing, they still remain down, but now it's at 20-20. This is the time. This is the time we were talking about at halftime for defense. This is defense's moment right here. This drive, really, with 7 minutes left in this quarter, is kind of a really make or break for Collegiate's momentum.
Yeah, Aiden, this is the first time the Spartans have really made a mental mistake all game, but it comes to cost them a point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that should put a damper on the whole drive, though. Great execution by this Collegiate offense coming out of the half, proving that they're a second-half team right there. And Ferralis made some gutsy throws. Johnson made some great runs, and a solid drive for Collegiate. As you said, Aiden, this is a massive drive for the defense. Can they keep it together after, nearly 35 minutes of rest? They're well rested and ready to hit.
Kick is off from Toon. Ball bounces out to the 15-yard line, picked up there. Return is brought out to pass the 30-yard line, spotted at the 32. Looked like it was Becker on the return, and it was. Got a solid 15 on that return.
Special teams, once again, kind of struggling a bit there to bring him down.
Certainly could be worse, though, Aiden. The last two offensive possessions for the Mustangs, they started, the last two before their last possession, they started in collegiate territory. So now, back at their own 30-yard line, the Spartans hopefully have a little bit more time to get a stop here.
Yeah.
Lee back in shotgun once again. Takes the snap, another designed run for Lee. Lee up the middle once again and finally brought down by Shackelford in the secondary. Gets a solid 9 yards on the play, and the Spartans right now don't have an answer for Mac Lee's run.
Yeah, Mac Lee's done a great job. This offensive line is bigger than Collegiate's defensive line, so they've been able to have some push there. But, man, they've been relying on Mac Lee's legs more than his arms so far, and Collegiate's defense hasn't done a great job of punishing him in the secondary and in the trenches.
Motion on the right side, flag thrown on the play before it could get going. This will likely be on Rock Creek. And it's a false start. So Spartans catch a break there, and now it's going to be 2nd and 6 for the Spartans.
Yeah, Collegiate definitely making up for that one mental error. Rock Creek kind of giving up a bit of yards gained.
Lee looking in for signs from the sideline. 15 seconds now left on the play clock.
Yeah, more confusion by Rock Creek. This Collegiate crowd has really been a factor in this game so far.
Lee gets the snap away, hands it off to Becker. Brought down right at about the line of scrimmage. Ball might be loose. Instead, Becker maybe still on his feet. A lot of commotion down there at the line. Either way, ball down right about the line of scrimmage. No gain for the Mustangs.
Yeah, Becker was stuffed on that play. Collegiate's D-line has now made a massive play right there. Can they get a stop on 3rd down? Big 3rd down for Rock Creek right here.
Collegiate crowd getting into it. 3rd and medium now for Rock Creek. Lee tries to draw the defense off sides, unable to do so. Now sets a man in motion. Rock Creek now 3 receivers on the right side.
Clock is now running down on them.
1 second on the play clock. Gets the snap away. No, he doesn't. Flag thrown on the play. Going to be delay of game on Rock Creek.
Wow, this is definitely the riskiest position Rock Creek has been in all night offensive-wise. Absolutely just what we said needed to be done by Collegiate defense right there. A mix of just mental errors from Rock Creek and some great gameplay.
And, man, this crowd has really made it hard for Rock Creek to get their plays off. And here the quarterback snap. We saw the false start. Now we see the delay of game. 3rd and 11. This is a massive time for this Collegiate secondary to prove their worth and to shut down this Rock Creek receiving core.
Sets up 3rd and 11 for Rock Creek. Just under 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Game tied. Crowd on its feet. Lee snaps it, looking to pass. Down the right sideline, Heinz Turner almost able to deflect it. Unable to, though, and the pass is broken up. Sets up 4th down. Big stop by the Spartans.
Oh, man. Rock Creek is definitely in a dangerous position right here. Collegiate offense is in one of the best positions it's been in all night. With how consistent they've been, this is really Collegiate's time to take this game in their advantage for the first time tonight.
Officials, a bit of a conference here, maybe talking to the Collegiate sideline, asking them to get back. As the special teams unit has come out for Rock Creek, looking to punt the ball away.
Yeah, going back to that last play, Bell, a 6'3" wide receiver versus Heinz Turner, who is a big body in his own right. That's a matchup we haven't seen much today, but Heinz Turner got the better of him on that play. Massive sequence for this Collegiate defense.
Punt is up, and it only goes to about the 50-yard line. Takes a favorable bounce, though, for Rock Creek, and lands at the Collegiate 45-yard line where the Spartans will set up shop.
Still amazing field position for Collegiate. They had a chance earlier in the game when it was 7-7 to take the lead, but this team is a different beast in the second half. And if that first drive is any indication, this team is out for blood right now.
Oh, yeah, you can just see it from here. Not only is the crowd just doing an amazing job getting the team hyped tonight, but the team is just ready, raring to go in this second half. They really want to take this game in their advantage, and this is really the time to do it.
Spartans get a big defensive stop there to start the second half. This game now tied. Spartans looking to get 2 consecutive scores on offense to take the lead in this game.
Yeah, definitely be interesting to see if Collegiate decides to air out the ball a little bit here now that they have a little bit of a favorable field position, try and get some big yards, or if they just go right into that meticulous gameplay.
Ball snapped for Alice, looking to the right side, finds Weta. Weta still on his feet, out to the right.
Sheds 1 tackle.
Weta brought down at the 45-yard line by 6, maybe 5 Rock Creek defenders.
Just smart play calling by Collegiate. I mean, getting their best players out in space. Weta made a great job making a man miss on that right sideline, and Collegiate moving the chains. And, I mean, the running game and passing game working in harmony really opens up so many things for this offense.
Spartans moving quickly now to start. For Alice with Johnson beside him, sets Shackelford in motion. Screenplay out to Shackelford, out to the left. Shackelford out to the 40. Shackelford still on his feet, out to the 35-yard line where he's finally brought down. Not quite good enough for a first down for the Spartans, but sets up 2nd and 2.
Yeah, oftentimes we see Shackelford kind of clutch up looking for those gaps, but the Mustangs are doing a really good job of just shutting him down tonight when he gets the ball. He had almost 4 or 5 defenders on him. It seemed as though they can really read Ferrales' mind on that play.
Hirani subs in for Weta. A little bit of a different look for the Spartans, now going a little bit taller in the receiver core.
Yeah, one player we haven't mentioned tonight is Gorges.
Ball handed off up the middle. Johnson works his way out to the 30-yard line, good enough for a Spartan first down.
Tough run by Johnson. He's not the power back by design, but tonight he has been bruising in his runs. He's been a jack of all trades, and he has played his heart out tonight.
Absolutely. We saw him getting taped up in this last game, kind of worried about maybe a slight injury here or there. But, he is showing no signs of it tonight. Absolutely just being an absolute all-around amazing running back out there.
Gorgeous motions out to the right. Spartans now 3 receivers on the right with Simon, Gorgeous, and Weta. Simon now motions to the left. Ferrales looking left to throw. Scrambles out of the pocket, trying to break free. Throws the ball wildly. Almost picked off, but gets out of bounds. Incomplete.
Wow, that was dangerously close to either a sack or an interception right there. That was just kind of a bit of Ferrales' magic and a little bit of Collegiate luck working together right there to return Collegiate to the same field position.
Yeah, absolutely. Solid job by Ferrales to get the ball away, but maybe a little close for comfort there, close to a Rock Creek defender. Sets up 2nd and 10 for the Spartans from the Rock Creek 32-yard line. Ferrales takes the snap, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson up the middle,
nice
has
Johnson.
room, and breaks it out to
Near
the
first down.
22-yard line. They're going to call him just short of the first down marker, so 3rd and inches for the Spartans.
Strong running once again. I mean, when the going gets tough, this Collegiate team has leaned on Johnson tonight, and he is, showed up big time, especially in the second half. And on this drive, 2 massive runs by him, and a really manageable 3rd down for this Spartan offense.
Just over 1.5 minutes now left in the 3rd quarter. Game still tied at 20. Ferrales right up the line. Looks like it's going to be a quarterback sneak up the middle. Ferrales trying to draw the defense off sides, and it looks like he's going to be able to do it.
Wow, I don't think that's a formation we've seen at all so far in this season, with Hudson right up on the line.
Solid play call there by the Spartans, able to scare Rock Creek into jumping off sides, thinking it was going to be a quarterback push.
Yeah, I mean, as Aiden was saying, not a lot under center for Ferrales, and Rock Creek definitely didn't see that on the film, so they got a little antsy, a little jumpy, and first down for the Spartans in the red zone again.
1st and 10 now from the Rock Creek 18-yard line. Ferrales takes the snap, looks left, has to scramble once again, gets the pass away, looking end zone, incomplete. Just out of the reach of Brett Wetta. He was open in the end zone.
Yeah, with 2nd and 10, you can still afford to make some risky throwing plays. Definitely not huge risks so far, especially with how deadly Collegiate has been all night in the red zone.
Yeah, great pass rush right there by Rock Creek. Flushed Ferrales out a little bit. Feet looked a little bit antsy on that, so the pass sailed. But, man, big opportunity missed for Collegiate there. But they have shown that 2nd down, 3rd down doesn't matter. They're still going to get positive yards. So, I mean, they're 3 for 3 in the red zone.
Ferrales still working well to not take a sack. Just barely out of the reach of Wetta, though. Sets up 2nd and 10 for the Spartans. Ferrales this time looking end zone once again, lofts it over the receivers and just out of reach of Shackelford. Ferrales unhappy with himself on that one. Overthrew Shackelford in the end zone.
Yeah, every pass can't be perfect, and I guess against this Mustang back defense, it really does seem like every pass has to be perfect to get it to their receivers.
Yeah, Aiden, that's a good point. Rock Creek has done well all night to cover Spartans deep down the field. The most the Spartans have really been able to get all night has been short underneath route plays. Spartans haven't been able to get a whole lot downfield.
Yeah, I mean, the receivers have been pretty much blanketed. Ferrales has had to make tight window throws. A big 3rd down coming up. They're kind of in no man's land here.
Shackelford motions out to the left. Ferrales looking to pass, scrambles in the pocket, steps up, moves to the left. Ferrales evading tackles. Ferrales out to the left side, out to the 10, spins 5 and out of bounds. Ferrales.
Great run by Ferrales to get near or at the 1st down marker. That play looked like it was dead from the beginning, but Ferrales stepped up in the pocket, made 3 men miss, and Collegiate is still marching as it's 1st down and goal.
Good enough for a Spartan 1st down. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Incredible do-it-yourself play by Hudson Ferrales. Spun out of about 4 different tackles and found his way for a 12-yard run.
Yeah, that's something we've seen more and more of this entire season is Hudson kind of taking the ball into his own hands, which we did not see at all at the very, very beginning of the season.
Ferrales motions Chappell, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson trying to look for the edge out to the right and can't get much on the play, down around to the 5-yard line. Not sure if Johnson got much, if anything, on that play.
Yeah, that's honestly the 2nd time Johnson has kind of been shut down on that play, proving, that really wasn't Collegiate, couldn't really do anything more better, really, on that play. Just this Mustang defense, really, really great job covering their guys.
Spartans now 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line. Just 10 seconds now left in the quarter as the clock runs. Ferrales gets the snap off. Johnson runs up the middle, gets solid ground, marked down at the 4-yard line, and that will end the quarter as this game is still tied at 20-20 as the Spartans are knocking on the door of the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, this game is really in the balance. This drive is a massive drive for Collegiate. They're knocking on the goal line right here. And, man, 20-20. It was 20-14 and a half. This Collegiate team has been a second-half team all season. This defense has buckled down in the second half all season. We saw it on that stop, and this offense has been really driving. Massive 3rd down coming up. It will be interesting to see if they pass it or run it. Rock Creek has done a good job, especially in the goal line against the rush, but Ferrales has been really, really smart with the ball.
Yeah, at the very beginning of this game, we talked a little bit about growth and kind of the growth we've witnessed on this Collegiate team throughout the season so far, and I think this last drive really epitomizes that, kind of just by showing, they were running a lot of plays that they have not been comfortable playing, definitely early in the season and even later in the season. So far this game, they're really just showing how much more comfortable they're getting at playing risky, how more comfortable they're getting with each other and kind of using their weaknesses to their advantage. We really never expected at the very beginning of the season to see Hudson take more than a couple steps with this ball, and he even got his own touchdown in this season. So, yeah, definitely a lot of growth to look at.
Yeah, Aiden, it's something we've seen all game, really, for the Spartans. They've put together drives that we really haven't seen the rest of the season. They've put together drives that have been really consistent, really methodical. They've gotten the yards when they've needed to. They haven't panicked on third down. It seems like a lot of times this season they've panicked when it's been third or fourth down and they've needed to get a couple of yards on a play, and instead they've come out and been really solid. Ferralis now takes the snap, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson
wide
in for the Spartan touchdown.
Spartans.
Julian Johnson gets in the end zone for the Spartans as they take the lead to start the fourth quarter.
His third touchdown of the night. It's looking like the Julian night tonight. And, I mean, the Spartans stayed consistent with the run. The first two runs didn't amount to much, but a gaping hole on that play, and Collegiate is now up 26-20, pending an extra point.
Yeah, this is the first time Collegiate has been up this entire game so far. And it's now time for them to kind of take it and run away with it. Let's see what they can do with the momentum given to them.
Weimer on for the extra point, up and good. Weimer puts away the PAT, and the Spartans now lead by a touchdown, 27-20, late in the going.
Yeah, and I mean, with how well Collegiate defense kind of shut them down this last drive, a little bit of their success can be accredited to some Rock Creek mental errors. But now that they're down for the first time in this game, I am sure those Rock Creek players are feeling the stress, and I bet we can see some more flags going into this next drive.
Yeah, I mean, Rock Creek really hasn't had to play with adversity all night. They've had the lead all night, and conversely, Collegiate's defense has been kind of in a state of limbo all night in regards to the score where they've been forced to make stops. Now Collegiate is up, and that takes off some of the pressure on this defense, and hopefully they play free and they play hard on this drive to kind of allow the offense to put this game out of reach we're in the fourth quarter. This is now do or die mode in this game.
Yeah, something to mention now at this point, Rahul. Spartans are dominating time of possession in this game with their slow, methodical drives. It's allowing them to hold on to the ball. Rock Creek has had the ball only one time this half, and they didn't do much with it. So now they're going to have to look to rebound and get their offense started as it's stalled out a little bit now in the second half after laying dormant.
Yeah, Rock Creek's efforts are definitely going to be far and few.
Toon gets the ball away, trickles out to about the 17-yard line. Picked up by Becker, and he's brought down at the 18-yard line.
Wow, that was the worst punt return we've seen all night. Those have probably been one of the scariest things we've seen all night. Huge punt returns with their fakes, but Collegiate was just all over that one.
Yeah, Rock Creek has gone out to the 35, 40-yard line pretty much automatically on those. I mean, the special teams is playing better. The whole team is playing better in the second half. It looks like a new team out there as the Rock Creek team sets up shop at around the 20-yard line.
Man in motion for Rock Creek. Run out to the 20-yard line. Hit hard once again. Spartans out flying to start the defensive possession. And Rock Creek player is down. Christensen down, and he's still down. Looks like he's injured. Trainer out to attend to him.
Wow, Harrison Simon, not a guy who's, absolutely huge, but absolutely massive hit right there, putting him out.
Yeah, big hit by Harrison Simon. Certainly hope that the running back is okay. It's number 34. Don't have him listed on the roster. I believe it's Christensen.
Yeah, looks like an injury to one of his extremities with the trainer testing out looks like his hamstring. But once again, this Collegiate defensive front did a great job of taking away the run right there. We saw in the last drive, this defensive front looked a lot more fresh. And, this offense staying out there, allowing the defense to rest, this defense looks like a new defense. And if the secondary can get tested in pinches, this secondary is really, really good, as we saw in that last drive. So, big moment coming up for Rock Creek. Can they make this a not obvious passing down on third down?
Thankfully, Christensen able to get up and under his own power, able to walk off the field. Man in motion once again for Rock Creek, looking to pass. Lee scrambles up in the pocket, gets the ball away, nearly picked off. Ball called incomplete, though, hit the ground. before it could be wrangled in by Simon.
Yeah, and there's also just something we haven't mentioned. I know we mentioned in this last game, but there's something a little magical about these postseason games where these seniors in these close games, they want to fight to survive. They want to fight for every single game, and we are definitely seeing that here.
Collegiate crowd on their feet once again, looking for another big third down stop. Lee tries to draw the defense off sides, unable to do so, looks in for a new play. Lee waiting for the snap, finally gets it back, looking to throw, finds a receiver over the middle, broken up by Brett Wetta, incomplete.
Wow.
Man, big time stop by Wetta. And, this Rock Creek offense looks out of sorts right now. 2 straight incompletions. This secondary is tightening down, putting the Rock Creek receivers in a straitjacket right there. Wetta, amazing incompletion forced. And once again, Rock Creek will punt. Their punts have not been good all night, so you figure Collegiate will have good field position on this next offensive drive.
Great pass breakup by Brett Wetta, and it will serve to set the Spartans up likely in great field position.
Yeah, Collegiate defense has really just bared their teeth right there.
Bell on to punt the ball away. Ball trickles out to about the 50-yard line and is downed at the Rock Creek 49, so the Spartans will start in Mustang territory for their next offensive possession.
Yeah, I know you mentioned earlier, Connor, how well Collegiate has been able to dominate the clock, making it really hard for Rock Creek to get as many advantages, many offensive positions as they can. And this is another time to do it, to try and give Rock Creek the least amount of possibilities. And I think if they can get a 2-possession advantage on Rock Creek, they will have a really, really tight hold on this game.
Spartans have scored 13 unanswered so far, looking to keep it going. Ferralla snaps the ball, fakes the handoff, gets a screen out to Shackelford, hit hard as he receives the ball at the 44-yard line.
Yep, once again, nice pitch and catch by Hudson to James. But going back to what Aiden was saying, this Rock Creek offense, 2 straight 3-and-outs, they look really out of sorts. So if Collegiate can put any type of points on the board and make this a 2-possession game, you got to figure it's going to be hard because with the Collegiate offense chewing up so much time, the Rock Creek offense hasn't been able to find a rhythm on offense.
2nd and 6 for the Spartans after the 4-yard reception by Shackelford. Ferrallis hands the ball off to Johnson. Johnson up the middle. Looks like he got enough for the first down, and he did.
Wow, solid run.
Great run up the middle by Johnson. Now just 10 minutes left in this game. Ferrallis takes the snap, looking right side, finds Anderson. Anderson out to the 31-yard line where he's pushed out of bounds. Another solid pickup for the Spartans as they keep the line moving.
Yeah, it's almost as if everything that was kind of wobbly for them in the first quarter, first half, has suddenly become as consistent as possible. Honestly, short passes, short screens were really risky this first half, and that was a pass that just wouldn't fly, that went spectacularly.
Like you said, Aiden, things starting to come easier for the Spartans. Ferrallis hands it off. Johnson hit hard as he tried to go up the middle. Stopped right where he started, maybe got pushed back a little bit. Indeed, he did.
But once again, it's 3rd down and short still. Collegiate's done a great job on those early downs of making it 3rd and 4th and really manageable. So Collegiate's still cooking, and I'm really impressed by how this offense has not gambled too much in this game. Only one really risky throw by Hudson. A lot of short, easy passes that have, diced up this Rock Creek defense.
Spartans called the timeout facing 3rd and 5.
I believe that's their first time out of the night, trying to keep the pressure up, not letting this Collegiate team lose any sort of momentum.
So far, the Spartans have been very successful on 3rd and 4th down all game when they've needed it, as we've said. They'll look for another opportunity to move the chains and keep the ball in their hands as they start to work the clock, which is starting to become in their favor as they lead 27-20 with 9 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, Collegiate has not been gun-shy on 4th down all season. We saw against Heston on 4th and 8, down 13 points. They delivered a touchdown on that play, and even in this game, on the first drive, down 7-0, 2 straight 4th down conversions to keep the drive going, and a drive that eventually ended in a touchdown. Collegiate offense has been really aggressive tonight. I expect them to continue to be aggressive to put this game away. And, I mean, they have too many weapons, honestly. They have Johnson, at running back, and so many receivers who can make a play. They are in a really good position right here.
Yeah, with how close this game has been all night, it's definitely not over. There's definitely 9 minutes left, but it's definitely looking favorable for this Collegiate team.
3rd and medium for the Spartans. Play call could go either way here between pass and run. Ferralis going to look to pass. Looking deep downfield, lofts the ball way over Wetta's head, nearly intercepted, instead incomplete. It's going to set up 4th and 5 for the Spartans.
Yeah, that's not the only time Collegiate has been at risk of an interception tonight. Collegiate honestly kind of getting a little bit lucky as to that regard with just great coverage by the opposing team.
Looked like there was a little bit of miscommunication that time between Wetta and Ferralis, as it looked like Wetta tried to break for a different kind of route than Ferralis was trying to throw to. Ferralis was looking end zone, and Wetta broke on the play. Nearly was picked off, instead fell incomplete. 4th and 5 now for the Spartans. Offense stays on the field over the middle.
First
Shackelford
down.
found out 20, 10,
Oh,
5,
he will
touchdown
go.
Spartans. James Shackelford finds the end zone on a ballsy 4th and 5 play by Hudson Ferralis, finds him over the middle, and the Spartans score.
Absolutely game-breaking play by Shackelford, and once again, it wasn't the long pass that did the damage. It was a short slant to Shackelford, who took it nearly 30 yards after the catch for the touchdown. Great pitch and catch right there, and Collegiate is cooking up 33-20 with the game in their hands right now.
Ooh, great play by James Shackelford right there.
Faked snap. Looks like the Spartans looking for 2. Faked snap, and Weimer tried to throw the ball for the extra 2. I'm not sure where that play was going, but it's no good on the PAT.
I'm not quite so sure that was a faked snap, more of a just botched snap right there that right into Weimer's hands.
Ball completely went over the hold and instead found Weimer's hands. Weimer tried to do everything he could, unable to find anything, though, that time.
Yeah, no huge loss, just another point, but still Collegiate in a great position here. 9 minutes left on the clock, able to burn a solid 2 minutes on that last drive, up 33-20.
As you said, Aiden, the Spartans starting to be in a good position here in this game, given the time and score, up 13 with just under 9 minutes left.
Yeah, I will admit, I was pretty nervous at the half here. Definitely scary position for Collegiate to be in, but they have really just proven how much of a second half team they are. Really, they look like they're making it easy out there.
Yeah, game is not over, though. 13 points is not an insurmountable lead for this Rock Creek offense, who has been high-powered all year. We're going to see the throw more. Maybe we'll see the air raid offense that we were promised coming up right now.
Toon kicks it off. Ball fielded at the 15-yard line, out to the 20, and brought down once again. Great special teams play by the Spartans.
Collegiate
As
is winning.
Carson Malaise comes up with a big tackle for the Spartans once again. I believe it was him last time also on that play.
The freshman making some big plays right there.
Carson Malaise will get mobbed by his teammates that time as he brought down Dawson Rankin once again on the special teams return.
It's been night and day. All 3 phases of the game, Collegiate is just locked into another gear in the second half. And another long field for Rock Creek to work with.
Ball snapped, this time a pitch option, and brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Great play once again by the Spartans as Becker is brought down.
Yeah, Heinz Turner was right there to meet Becker, and Collegiate has been winning the war in the trenches this whole half. this Rock Creek team has really been bottled up at the line of scrimmage, haven't been able to move it, and have forced them into uncomfortable passing situations. And, man, it's like deja vu all over again. And all 3 of these drives for Rock Creek, starting off with a busted run play.
Second and 10 now for Rock Creek. Another designed run, that time for Lee, and he's going nowhere. Lee gets maybe 2 yards on the carry. Well, that's certainly not what Rock Creek would be wanting. It's going to be about 3rd and 8 for the Mustangs, as they are going to be in desperate need of anything.
Yeah, you know, with how tricky that Rock Creek offense has been all day today, there's still definitely an opportunity for them to do something, but it's becoming harder and harder and harder.
Spartan crowd once again on their feet. They've been a lively bunch tonight. Rock Creek once again looking confused.
They look absolutely perplexed at the line right now.
Lee finally gets a play call in. Snaps the ball looking for a pass deep
Oh,
downfield.
he's covered.
Caught, though,
Oh.
this time by Rock Creek as a big pass play by Lee. Keeps Rock Creek in this game as Jack Grace got beat.
Looked like it was actually Weta on that play. Great throw by Lee, but an even better play by the Rock Creek receiver, and they are keeping on moving on this drive.
Tough play there, 50-50 ball, and the Rock Creek receiver came up with it. So now 1st and 10 from the Rock Creek 48-yard line. Another deep heave downfield. Rock Creek trying to take advantage, nearly caught just over the hands of the outstretched receiver. That was Venduska, who already has a touchdown in this game, who tried to come up with the ball. Nearly disaster for the Spartans.
It did look a little bit like Jack Grace got beat there once again, just a little bit overthrown, making it really hard for that offense to complete there.
Spartans going to have a chance to reset now, 2nd and 10. Rock Creek starting to get a little bit more aggressive as this game is winding down. Lee back once again, throws shorter now. This time has a completion downfield. Christensen is back in the game. Christensen has open field out to the 30, finally brought down at the Wichita Collegiate 30-yard line. Another first down for Rock Creek on another big passing play.
Yeah, the underthrow on that play really kind of helped him out and allowed him to cut back into the field and get some extra yards after catch. Collegiate's tackling a little bit uneven on that play, but Rock Creek still has a ways to go to put some scores on the board.
Yeah, Rock Creek offense really put in the work right here.
Rock Creek with a backup quarterback in, tries to get the throw away. Unable to do so. Screen action incomplete out to the right side. It's Rosa into the game for Rock Creek under center. Not exactly sure what the situation is with Lee, although it would be a big development in this game if Lee is no longer able to play.
Yeah, Lee has been not only a great addition quarterback-wise, but running-wise, he's really just been all over the place all night tonight. Huge menace against Collegiate. It'd be huge for us if he was kind of taken out of this game.
Rosa does stay in the game. Gonna look to throw. Finds a receiver wide open over the middle. That's Bell. Bell has momentum downfield and finds the end zone. Bowled over Jack Grace on his way there. Now 6.5 minutes left in the game as Rock Creek gets themselves right back in it.
Yeah, quick score by Rock Creek. Going back to quarterback Mac Lee, looked like he got hit on one of his throws that was incomplete down the right sideline and is being evaluated, but not ideal for this Collegiate defense. A really quick drive for Rock Creek, and now they are right back in striking distance.
Elijah Bell finds the end zone on the reception for Rock Creek. Is now pending the PAT. Rock Creek looking to go down by only 6 now as a Spartan missed PAT once again. Could set them up in a bit of a precarious situation, only up 6. Shackelford tried to jump the snap on the PAT and was called offsides. Not a whole lot of mistaking that one.
Yeah, that was a huge, huge offsides, putting the ball almost on the end zone.
Looks like that may prompt Rock Creek to go for 2 here instead of 1, since the ball will be placed at the 1-yard line.
That would put Rock Creek at a dangerous, or put Collegiate in a dangerous spot if the offense can't capitalize in the end of this game.
Certainly a risky option for Rock Creek.
Yeah, I mean, interesting play call right here. If you take the extra point, you make it less than a 1-score game, but if you miss it here, it's still a 7-point game.
Yeah, Rahul, I mean, if you make the PAT, you're only down 7 anyway. Snap away, and good. 2-point conversion is good. The throw to the end zone is caught. So Rosa, in as backup quarterback, now has 2 completions, one of them a touchdown, and another a 2-point conversion on the PAT.
Yeah, he looked impressive on that drive, especially on the touchdown throw. Took what the defense gave him. I mean, oftentimes when you have a backup, they want to make plays that will get themselves up in the pecking order, but he took what the defense gave him, and Bell made an amazing run after catch. Now, his collegiate offense has done a great job of just holding the ball all game, so it'll be interesting to see whether they elect to just kind of wind this game down and try to burn as much clock as they can, or put up another score to put this game out of reach potentially.
Now 33-28 the score, 6.5 minutes left in the game. Certainly an interesting decision there by Rock Creek to go for the 2 points, but I guess it works out. Either way, if they scored either a PAT or the 2 points, it was going to be Collegiate only up by either 5 or 6, so a touchdown plus PAT would have put them in jeopardy. Now just a touchdown without anything puts the Spartans in jeopardy as they're only up 5. Spartans are going to have a nice offensive drive as they've had the rest of the game, possibly bleed a little bit of time off the clock, although that certainly can't be their first concern, as they need to look to score to keep themselves safe. It'll be Simon and Johnson back to receive for the Spartans. As a quick possession squib kick here by Rock Creek. Fielded nicely, though, at the 40-yard line by Ahmad. Ahmad brought down hard. That's going to be a horse collar tackle on Rock Creek.
Oh, my God. I don't think I've ever seen more of a horse collar tackle right there.
Pretty egregious spot of that foul. Absolutely there. Ahmad brought down hard, and it was definitely a horse collar.
Yeah, absolutely brutal by Rock Creek, and an equally brutal choice to just squib it. About 15 yards right there. Collegiate now will be probably at around Rock Creek's 40-yard line already, so perplexing to say the least for Rock Creek.
Yeah, Rahul, I'm not entirely sure why you do that. At the end of the day, they could have been looking to get some kind of fumble out of the Spartans, but with a squib kick like that, I'm not entirely sure if that's, why not just go for the onside kick?
Yeah, just with how at some point some risk is too much risk, and Rock Creek might have pushed their luck just a little too much.
Wow. And it looks like no foul somehow is going to be called on Rock Creek. And this is
wow.
Not entirely sure what other way to put this than that is a bad call.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously
It was clear to us up here Ahmad was brought down by the horse collar. He was ripped down from behind. His pads were pulled on. Ahmad was clearly brought down. Coach Black is livid. The crowd is livid.
We are livid. It's time for Collegiate offense to just shut them up quick.
And Collegiate's going to get caught falling over themselves that time, as that's a false start on the Spartans. Frustration starting to set in for Collegiate as momentum is shifting a little bit in the favor of the Mustangs. Although the call certainly didn't go the Spartans' way, although it most likely should have, Aiden, this isn't a situation where you can get upset and frustrated. You still have the lead, and you still need to get a time off of this clock and score.
Absolutely. If Collegiate can just keep doing what they've done so far, use the clock to their advantage, play slow, play meticulous, they still have the advantage in this game, and they can't let it slip through their fingers.
Ferralis, ball over the middle, finds Wetta, and a nice rebound for the Spartans as Brett Wetta is found over the middle. Ball out to the 50-yard line for the Spartans. It's going to set up 2nd and 4.
Oh, yeah. You can definitely hear it from this crowd. The collegiate fans really want blood for that call. They want to take this touchdown. They want to make this drive successful, and they want it now.
Yeah, what I liked about that play was that it wasn't trying to get all 15 yards back in one play. Really nice throw by Ferralis to make this 2nd and short.
Ball handed off to Johnson. Johnson up the middle, doesn't get much on the play. Looks like he got 1 yard maybe past the line of scrimmage. Sets up 3rd and short for the Spartans. It'll be about 3rd and 2.
In these last couple of drives, Rock Creek has done a good job of bottling up Johnson. Big 3rd down coming up for the Spartans. Can they continue to bleed some more clock and get a 1st down to keep the chains moving and potentially bleed another minute and some more to make this even tougher for Rock Creek?
Spartans need a 3rd down conversion here. Just about 5 minutes left in the game. Ball handed off to Johnson. Johnson breaks up the middle, has room, and works his way out to the Rock Creek 35-yard line. Huge rush by Julian Johnson. Moves the chains for the Spartans.
Man, Rock Creek honestly got a little lucky there. We know how dangerous Julian Johnson is when he breaks free. That was huge, huge yardage for Collegiate.
Yep. Johnson now over 100 yards, has 104 yards. And 3 touchdowns in the night. He has truly been an X factor. And, I mean, every time we need a 3rd or 4th down, he is right there and answers the call every single time.
Time and again when the Spartans have needed it, Julian Johnson answers the call, and he does it once again. Ball at the 35, handed off to Johnson once again. Flag thrown on the play, out to the right side. Johnson breaks free, out to the 20, out to the 15, 10, 5. He would be in for the touchdown, although it seems like this play is going to get called back. Coach Black once again furious. Except it looks like he's furious at Ferralis instead of the officials this time. Might have been a hold on Ferralis.
Man, very clear to see. Everybody is just frustrated there. Turns what a touchdown play into moving 5 yards back. This is definitely not what we want to see from Collegiate right now. You know, they may have the advantage point-wise, but this game is definitely not over. It's really just not a position where we can be making mental mistakes.
Now 1st and 15 for the Spartans. 4.5 minutes left in the game. Ferralis hands the ball off once again to Johnson. Johnson up the middle, works his way out to the original line of scrimmage at the 35-yard line.
Looks like the announcer curse for me is working in reverse. I said that they were doing a good job of bottling up Johnson, but these last 3 rushes, he's looked dangerous. And Aiden, going back to what you said about Collegiate playing a little sloppy, we haven't seen flags for them all night, so it's a little concerning to see them pop up now with the game in the balance.
Yeah, at least the clock is starting to work in Collegiate's favor a little bit. Only 4 minutes left in this entire game. Collegiate up by 5.
Yeah, certainly a byproduct of Collegiate running the ball, as they're going to keep doing here as Johnson gets the handoff, 35-yard line, works his way out to about the 32 as the Spartans now trying to ground and pound a little bit to drain the clock.
Yeah, you know, but there's only so many times that this running play will work here. As Rahul put it, they did a great job bottling him up earlier in this game. We'll see how long it takes for Collegiate to go back to that short passing.
Yeah, Collegiate may need it right now. It's 3rd and 6. Spartans in need of a 1st down once again. This might be 4th down territory, although it could be a little bit risky for them. They're going to drain the clock as much as they can, still in the huddle. So there's about 3 minutes left in this game. Spartans need maybe 1 or 2 more 1st downs to salt this game away, as a timeout is going to be called.
Spartans been really good tonight on 4th down, 3 for 3, and the touchdown on the last drive. But, man, this is a pressure point in the game. You don't want it to go to 4th down with a 3rd down and 6. Very manageable for the Spartans team. Looks like they're probably going to rely on Ferralis' arm here, but the short passing game has been immaculate so far tonight.
Yeah, you know, all Collegiate offense and defense has to do right here is play safe, play well, and run out these last 3 minutes of the game.
Spartans now coming out of the timeout. 3 minutes left in the game. 3rd and 6. The Spartans need maybe just 1 or 2 more first downs. This one would be a big one if they can get it. Ferralis drops back to pass, looking, pressured, tripped up, gets free, pass down to the end zone, and out of the reach of Harrison Simon. He was wide open in the end zone, and Hudson Ferralis couldn't find him. Sets up 4th down for the Spartans, and what could have, in all purposes, ended the game.
Wow. I mean, a matter of a 3-yard gap between Harrison Simon and that ball just completely changed this game. Now putting Collegiate at 4th and 6, and it still looks like they're going to go for it.
Spartans are going to spin the wheel once again, as they've done all night. They scored a touchdown on their last drive from right about here on 4th down. They're going to need another big play from Hudson Ferralis. Takes the snap, pressured once again, downfield, down the right side. Finds Hines Turner!
Let's go!
Finds Hines Turner!
Spartans keep the chains moving. And Ferralis, I mean, he looked angry after that last miss. Did a great job of just forgetting about that throw, flushing it in the toilet, and delivering a strike.
Looks like Hines Turner is down on the sidelines. We hope he's okay. Got hit hard out of bounds. Athletic staff quickly on the scene. It's a bit of an awkward catch as he landed. He did come down with the catch. It was secured.
It would be
But he's laying
absolutely,
down on the ground now.
absolutely detrimental to Collegiate to lose him at this point in the season, with some of our hardest games coming up, and El Chini on their way to state with basketball. It'd be absolutely detrimental to our team to lose Sebastian.
Hines Turner still down on the ground, moving around a little bit. Both teams huddled now.
Kind of see him clutching his stomach. No limp, however.
Hines Turner on his feet under his own power as he'll gingerly walk to the sidelines. We certainly hope he's okay.
It looks like it might be his shoulder as he's clutching it tightly and is being supported. Game is still going, however.
Ball down, handed off to Julian Johnson, and gets down to about the 2-yard line. That's about where the Spartans set up there.
Yep, he's looking for touchdown number 4, but, I mean, the clock is really working against the Mustangs' favor as they're starting to take their timeouts now to give them some time left. But if they let up a score here, it is good night for them and good night for their season. I mean, Connor, obviously prayers are for Hines Turner as it looks like he's going to be carded. Or not carded, but he is sitting on a buggy.
No, that he's sitting on the bench there that's next to the
Oh.
buggy, so nothing that serious. It seems like some kind of upper body injury, although we don't want to speculate too much beyond that. For Hines Turner, certainly hope he's okay, getting tended to by the medical staff down there, trainer Cam Clark.
Yeah, man, he's a baller. He's going to be someone that Collegiate needs, but he's also an infectious personality in this locker room. Everyone rallies behind him, and massive part of this team.
Spartans now out of the timeout that was called by Rock Creek, trying to get some kind of stop. Ferralis gets the snap, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson up the middle, gets in. Touchdown, Spartans. Julian Johnson rumbles in and effectively salts this game away for the Spartans.
2 minutes and 33 seconds left. Collegiate touchdown.
Julian Johnson in for his 4th, count it, 4th touchdown of the night for the Spartans. It has been all about Julian Johnson tonight in the run game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've seen him have a negative rushing play this whole game. I mean, he makes the most out of every run, and he runs with a brutal power as we've seen so far tonight. This is his coming out party. I mean, he's had other coming out parties, but man, 4 touchdowns in a playoff game, that is immense.
PAT is up and good from Ward Weimer. as Hudson Ferralis runs out to congratulate the special teams unit as the Spartans now lead 40-28.
Yup, Rock Creek with just 2 minutes and 33 seconds to work. They're going to need to score a touchdown in probably under a minute, recover an onside kick, and then do it again. Odds are really long. Collegiate's offense now 4 for 4 in the second half. Just been unstoppable. It's what we've seen from them all year, but man, when they needed it most, this offense has turned it up another notch.
Looks like barring anything unforeseen, the Spartans now are well on their way to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, all we can really look for out of this game now is that they will be joined by Sebastian Hine-Turner into this next game of the finals.
Yeah, Hines-Turner still on the table, still surrounded by the medical staff. Looks like Coach Fiegel down there as well, a couple of family members. Certainly was able to get up and walk under his own power to that bench, so it seems like something a little more upper body. We certainly hope he's okay. If we know anything, we'll let you know. From then, ball fielded at the 15 for Rock Creek, out to the 30. Rock Creek breaks free and finally brought down at about the 40-yard line and tackled hard. A little bit of an extracurricular after the play. Frustration breaking through a little bit for both teams. Collegiate maybe is still a little bit angered by that non-call on that horse collar. Either way, no harm, no foul. And the ball is brought out to the the Rock Creek 45-yard line.
Don't want to look too much forward prematurely to next week, but Collegiate will take on either Andale or Scott City if they prevail in this matchup.
2 minutes, 25 left. Certainly still a little bit of time left on the clock. Ball broken up over the middle. James Shackelford soars in and breaks it up once again. Cranebill was the intended receiver. No good as the pass. Still in the game for Rock Creek is Rosa, as we are entirely unsure what happened to Mac Lee, who was leading this offense for the entire game, who is now out.
I mean, Shackelford has been all over the place tonight, was absolutely shot out of a cannon on that defensive play. He's everywhere, and he's been Rock Creek's boogeyman on defense.
3 receivers on the right side for Rock Creek looking that way, finds a player on a curl route, and the ball is out to the Collegiate 45-yard line. Not quite good enough for the first down, but we'll set up about a 3rd and 3, maybe a 3rd and 4. Reception by Venduska.
Yeah, I see a little bit of rushing by the Rock offense, as this clock is now ticking away, definitely against them.
5 wide look for Rock Creek, looking to throw. Picked off! Picked off! Pick six to the house. Will Strecker. The Spartans put an exclamation point on this game.
Wow, now this game is truly and absolutely over. Will Strecker, someone who doesn't get a ton of playing time on varsity, pick 6 in for a touchdown.
Will Strecker takes it back to the house as the Spartans put the cherry on top of this one, now leading 46-28 late in the going.
I mean, this Spartan team doesn't get many turnovers, but we were honestly just waiting for when this backup quarterback would make a mistake, and Rosa made a big one. Strecker, I mean, unbelievable read to jump that route.
Weimer up and good. Score now 47-28 for the Spartans. And even as good as this team is in the second half, I'm not sure we necessarily saw the absolute domination that was coming Rock Creek's way in the second half of this
one.
An
ultimate tale of two halves. Rock Creek scoring 8 points to Collegiate's 34. I mean, just unbelievable.
I think that's 27 points scored by the Spartans. Or no, it would be 34. Yeah, that's right. It's 13 at half. Sorry, Rahul. I know you're giving me a look. I know. It's okay. We'll leave the math. Yeah, I'll leave the math alone.
Hopefully,
Not
Dr. Mishak isn't listening in right now, but still, Collegiate team doing an amazing job right here. Only 1 minute and 43 seconds left in this game. Collegiate fans are singing their hearts out. Great game, Collegiate.
Sweet Caroline being played as the Spartans have salted this one away. All that's left in doubt now is the score. The Spartans are well on their way to the quarterfinal.
Shut this for when they go crazy.
Toon ready to kick the ball off. Just a minute 43 left in the game. Ball received at the 10-yard line, pitched off. First time we've seen that in a minute for Rock Creek, and it's not going to work at all that time. Taken down behind the 15-yard line.
Hayden Anderson, another senior with an amazing tackle right there.
Yeah, so
Great.
Connor, with this game being out of reach, what are your thoughts looking forward to next week?
It's going to be tough. I did see the score a little bit earlier. I'm not entirely sure how far it was along in the going, but I believe the score when I saw it was 44 for the Andale Indians and 0 for Scott City. So I do believe we'll be taking a trip to Andale, America next week.
Yeah, I mean, the consensus was it was going to be a close game, but man, 44-0 is brutal.
Pass over the head of the intended receiver as Rosa comes up short that time. Just a minute and a half left in this game for the Spartans as they turned what was a tough first half, not a bad first half, just a tough first half against a very good team, into absolute domination in the fourth quarter.
Oh, absolutely. I think there's honestly no doubt in my mind that second half, or the second quarter there, was one of the most stressful times I've had in this box.
Snap by Rosa. Rosa looking deep downfield, finds a receiver, still on his feet, tumbles, somersaults down to about the 48-yard line. That time it was Venduska again. Certainly have called his name a couple times tonight. A couple great receptions.
Great play right there by Rock Creek. Not a whole lot of cheers from their fans at this point in the game, but still amazing play.
Spartans back to a very deep zone now, trying to cover anything deep as the clock is running out on this game. Another first down for Rock Creek as they get a 10-yard completion downfield.
Yep, it's stat padding time for Rosa and Rock Creek as we're just waiting for this game to trickle down to zeros. But, I mean, an altogether dominant performance by Collegiate in the second half, just putting it together on all three phases of the game.
Rosa drops back, looking for anyone to throw to out his own 50-yard line. Finally caught by Bell over the middle out to the 30, and then tackled there by Shackelford. Another nice throw by Rock Creek, but really the Spartans just trying to prevent anything deep downfield.
Yeah, I mean, prevent defense leaves gaps in and around the intermediate passing range, so expected to see those type of receptions for Rock Creek.
45 seconds now left. Rock Creek still trying to move quick. Rosa finds a receiver over the middle. It's Christensen once again, stays on his feet. 10 and brought down by Shackelford at the 5-yard line. Another gap in the Spartan pass coverage there gets exploited.
Yup, Rock Creek is marching, but once again, they're going to need a lot of things to go in their favor. Too many things to go in their favor if they want to win this game.
Yeah, but I can definitely see a touchdown in their future right here with how consistent they've been on this entire drive.
Rosa rolls out to the right,
Oh
picked
my
off
God.
in the end zone.
Wow!
And that's going to do it for this game. Let's see who came up with the pick. I believe it was Harrison Simon, and it was Harrison Simon with the pick in the end zone for the Spartans, and this game is over.
Wow. Harrison Simon, thank you for making me eat my words right there. No touchdown for Rock Creek. In fact, it is now putting the ball back in Collegiate's hands with only 22 seconds left.
Aiden, I think we got to try this reverse jinx a little bit more. It's working well.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think that might give us the edge coming up into the rest of this season.
Spartans in victory formation as Ferralis will take the snap and kneel it down, and that is the end of this game. The Spartans win 47-28 and book their ticket to the quarterfinals of the 3A playoffs.
Oh man, I need like a shower, a massage, something. That was crazy through and through. Moving into now that this game is over, player of the game. We'll start here with you, Connor.
It's got to be Julian Johnson. 4 touchdowns, absolutely dominated on the line today. Julian Johnson was easily the best player on the field. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago as far as Julian Johnson went, that senior night game against Heston. It seemed like, to me, it was a breakout game for him. Said it then, and it's proven to be true now. Julian Johnson is turning into a big-time impact player for the Spartans. Had 116 yards, 4 touchdowns on the day. Really impressive play by him.
Absolutely. Rahul, your man.
I got to give it to Shaq. James Shackelford on both sides of the field. He had 8 catches, 119 yards, and a touchdown, as well as 3 pass breakups. He was immense on both sides of the field when Collegiate needed a reception. On that 4th down and 5, or any of those clutch pressure downs, he was there and he delivered. So I feel like Collegiate played a really balanced game, and Shackelford is an extremely vital part of that on both sides of the field.
Yeah, for me, I'm also going to have to give it to James Shackelford. Obviously, Julian Johnson had an absolutely explosive night tonight. Amazing job. But James Shackelford right there, he broke up passes. He was really just an integral player on the defense when the defense was really, really having a hard time predicting what Rock Creek is going to do. James Shackelford was really all over the place tonight, and some amazing work offensively. But also, I don't think I can get off the mic without giving a special shout out to the fans here tonight. That was absolutely the craziest I've ever seen them. It felt like the ground was shaking every time Rock Creek was on the offense. It really, really was an incredible work by the entire Spartan community tonight.
I think that about wraps up our coverage here from Wichita Collegiate. A really great performance by the Spartans. Came out relatively strong in the first half and turned it on a whole new level that we really haven't seen all season in the second half. Really impressive play by the Spartans. They will look to take that momentum into next week, as in all likelihood, based off what I've seen, they will be playing the Wicked Witch to the northeast, the Andale Indians. So we'll join you next week to see if the Spartans can finally rain on the parade. Until then, for Aiden Myers and Rahul Madhavan, I'm Connor Schubach. Thank you for tuning in to the CSPN, and until next week, goodbye.